How's it going, everyone? Hope you all can hear me well. And ignore this weird thing right here. My mic is actually inside of it. This is a basically like a soundproof studio thing that I use to record vocals and stuff to not make my vocals bounce all around the room, but instead to stay more isolated. This is like a portable sound booth, I guess. I'm glad to see everybody here. I hope you're all having a good Saturday. So give me just a second and then I will jump into the announcements for the channel. After I do the announcements here, I'll obviously send out like a post on YouTube kind of touching on this. Hello, Monica. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. All right, so for the announcement that I have in the next couple of weeks, um, as you all know, some of you might know, there is some Memers Well content uh, out for purchase, right? Like, so if you want to go to Apple, if you want to go to Amazon, you want to go to whatever you use, um, you should be able to purchase a song and download it to your phone, right? So, and it's on Spotify as well, and TikTok and a few other platforms because the distributor I use takes my music and puts it in everything that you could use music on, right? So in the next couple of weeks, what I'll be doing is um, begin the grueling process because it's a lot. It's a lot of music. It's a lot of stuff to take and kind of put together. But once I do, I'll begin the extensive task of uploading all the music to Spotify. So eventually, every song that's on YouTube will be 100% on Spotify. Because right now the Freya one's on there, but it's under the Memers Well podcast thing. But every song I will be making going forward will be uploaded to YouTube and Spotify at the exact same time going forward in the next couple of weeks. So it's not going to be super fast. It's just when the process is beginning. So like I said, I have to take all the music I have, put it into a folder, and then upload them all and as a bulk, I guess. Like it's massive upload. So keep your eyes out for that. And yeah, that's the announcement I had. I will be working on some of the artwork for because you gotta have like an album artwork or like singles artwork. So I'll have to create separate artwork for it than I do for YouTube. But everything will be up there eventually. So that's the announcement that I had for this. So I know that there's been a lot of questions as to, can I find your music on YouTube? Can I find it in certain stores and certain things, or like platforms? And so this way it's gonna be what is all over my shirt? It's dryer lint. So that way it'll be all entirely out there for you guys to listen to away from YouTube should you desire to do so. Is there any questions or anything along those lines? this vocal isolation thing is pretty uh awkward, you know. It's like I feel like I got a giant box sitting in front of my face. I just didn't take it off today because I was recording some stuff for another project yesterday. Um, but yeah. So that is the announcement. Um, yeah. So I want to try to utilize more than one platform for Mimir as well. So there might be some places as well where I will take a song and only release it to that specific platform. So it's important that you guys who actually follow what I do and like what I do, keep your eye out for that because there will be platform specific content for some things also. So keep that in mind. And secondly, today is January 7th, and a majority of you all know that I like to do a exercise that's called CE5, basically where you enter into a state of meditation and try to connect to uh, entities like ETs and stuff, and then call them into where you're at. Um, if you're unfamiliar with it, let me know and I can post a link in chat about what it is. But tonight there is going to be a worldwide collective meditation with Dr. Stephen Greer and his team and everything at CE5 to have everybody at once communicate with extraterrestrial life forms through meditation, to invite them down. So it's between like the hours of like 9 and midnight. So if you all want to test that out and give it a shot, um, feel free to do that. I can post information on that also. Uh, hey Taurus, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Dimitri, how are you? Yeah, actually, I have the cards out too, so I'll be doing a reading and stuff today, as always. You just gotta stick around for that. There's a few songs too I need to do the videos for. I've made 3 new songs. I need to upload them. I just haven't yet, unfortunately. I was kind of lazy today and slept in a bit. So yes, for some of you who don't know, like outside of Memer as well, like I work a normal job. So um early mornings and stuff are usually like tied up with work, and then I get off of work and I come straight home and then I begin working on content for the channel. So it's usually pretty busy for me as far as creating stuff all the time. I just don't like creating something that I don't connect to. So I'll never upload something I'm not connected to. It's not good that you're, I'm sorry that you're sick. Yeah. There's been sickness kind of going around a lot here lately, and I don't know why or what's going on, but but hopefully you get better soon. Hey, the Angelic Mystic, how are you? Welcome. Just going over some channel announcements and stuff about what's going on with Memers World. So recap in case you haven't been here. I'll begin in the next couple of weeks compiling all the Memers World music, and it will be going on Spotify, iTunes, and everything else. So every song then from then forward will be synchronistic, like there will be like a synchronization of releases after that. So for an example, if I post a song that I created 2 weeks from now, it will immediately go to Spotify and YouTube at the exact same time. So that way every song on the channel will be available on other platforms as well. So it's going to take a lot, because when I first did the album push, or it's not really an album, but like the first initial release of songs, I think it was like 46 songs I had to release all at once. And then it costed me a lot of money, like a lot of money. So now I found a different way of doing it. So and I've worked it out with some other people. Lots of flu and bad throats where I live, but I'm good. Apart from that, have you been? I've been okay. Um, I've been dealing with this weird thing with my eye. Like for some reason, like all the blood vessels in my eye were blown like a day or so ago. And then there's a lot of flu and stuff going around at my work too. But luckily I've been good. Cold, but been good. Um, yeah, it is nice that I'm doing that. It's just because so many people are requesting that the music be available on so many platforms, and then from there I'll start create, like I said earlier, I'll start creating platform specific content, right? To try to encourage people to kind of go back and forth between it. But for the most part, there will always be like a synchronicity in the uploads from there forward. I'm looking forward to doing it because so many people have wanted that for so long. It's just it was never cost effective until here recently. Um, and then I know a lot of people um, prefer to use Spotify versus YouTube and vice versa. And based on a lot of demographics too, YouTube is Spotify does a little bit different things than YouTube does, so it just works better. Plus, they have a thing where if I upload my music, it can be enhanced to the level that it needs to be. Where with YouTube, I have to fight with the audio. What's the word I'm looking for? The audio compression rates of YouTube. So a lot of my music gets downgraded in quality because of the audio stuff that YouTube allows. So it sucks, but luckily Spotify is offering different things. And just in case, once again, all y'all were curious, this is a vocal isolation thing. So my mic is literally sitting inside this shell. I just haven't took it off. So when I record vocals or something, this kind of drowns out all the external noise and allows my voice to come through a little bit thicker, usually. I mean, this thing is like massive because I don't want to soundproof my entire room. So, even though eventually it will one day happen. So, I will be doing oracle readings as always today. I know that a lot of you are looking forward to that. It's been kind of something I've been getting into a bit on the channel recently. So, well, it's always been there, but more so now. But I do hope everybody has a good weekend. And yeah, we'll get started. And I'll probably get rid of my face here so that way you guys could see something other than me for a minute. There we go. Get this situated. Spiritually, dead. If I'm being honest, uh, I'm definitely not any better by any means. Um, but the way it works is things will just eventually work itself out, right? The thing is I'm at least making an effort to help myself with some of the things I'm dealing with, so that's the plus side. It's just kind of facing things alone, so kind of makes it a little bit weird and hard, but it's okay. All right, so we'll be diving into these readings, and yeah, hopefully we'll get some cool stuff. If there's is there like a collective message that you would all want a reading about, or because I mean I've already did one I think for like the year, and then for this month, so we'll hold a vote. Let me get myself up out of this frame here, because no, wrong one. I don't want to delete that now. There we go. So you guys don't have to see me. There you go. Take this a bit. All right. Is my mic too loud or is everything good? How about this? Instead of like one specific collective question, right? I'll just pull some cards and just kind of read, I guess, uh, intuitively, I guess, uh, from all the decks that I have, like I usually do or used to do, and just see kind of what the overall message is for people. Because that way, in my opinion, I think it would just be easier for people to take what resonates and kind of leave what doesn't, right? I'm tired of seeing this card. If I'm being honest. I've been seeing this card like way too much here recently. So the first card that we have here is Gwyneth, the mother nurture present. And then we have Oak, doorway, strength, and journey. And we have mischief, freedom, and reckless. Let's see. All right, so what I'm getting from this, excuse me, it's like every time I do readings, my throat just wants to give out, like right before I even start trying to interpret the cards for some reason. Um, yeah, so this is really, it's kind of odd because I don't know the right way to put this without just like coming off as, I don't know. All right, so with this card, I'm really feeling like right now, I feel like this is more of like what you need. So in the current present moment, I feel like what you're needing is like a nurturing, like a compassionate motherly kind of love, right? And so it's like this is where the strength card's coming in because you're at the doorway of a new journey, is what I'm seeing. And you're unsure about it. There's like a lot of anxiety surrounding this journey, this path, which is where, but you know that if you don't pay attention, right, and you don't, I guess, strengthen yourself before taking on this journey, there is a lot of mischief and recklessness that lies at the very end of it. So it's a matter of like, it's like the hero's journey, right? Or the hero's quest or path is like you take this this road, right? And you start this journey, you pack your bags, you're ready to go, but if you're not fully prepared, like, I don't know how many of you out there have ever seen like Lord of the Rings or whatever, like, you know, they had to make sure they were prepared on their journey because if not, they're going to die like halfway or like get distracted or, captured or whatever, like halfway through it. And I think that this is what this is saying is like, this journey is not going to be easy, but if you go into it half-assed, you're not going to succeed, you know? You got to make sure that you've got your team, your support, right? Or you got to make sure that you've got, everything you need. Because, if you ever watch every hero's quest, right, which is like this reoccurring thing that you see in all these stories, like even Star Wars, there's always companions to help the individual along this journey. They're never by themselves. They always have one or two people or one other person that joins them that keeps them focused, it keeps them on the end goal, and warns them right when this comes out. Like, Harry Potter didn't do it alone. Luke Skywalker didn't do it alone. Frodo didn't do it alone. Bilbo Baggins didn't do it alone. It's a matter of like they all have. You have to have this network that you're gonna need. And I think that's where that motherly energy comes from. Because if you go back and you look at like the example in all those movies, right? Like they receive that love and compassion and that support from all of those people that they're around. Just like you would from a mother, right? And that's what I'm seeing with this. Is like I feel like you need to get support before you begin this journey or else you're gonna, end up in some hardship, I guess. So let me pull some more cards here and see if I can get like a bigger picture of this. Because I just want to kind of confirm that this is like, is this really going to be like the hero's journey, right? So I got this in reverse, so we need to pay attention to this. Sacred waters, deep healings, emotion. Once again, pilgrimage. Pilgrimage is another form of like that journey, right? So I think that obviously there will be deep healing on this journey, and that's what it's for. But yeah, because there's the emotions aspect. Maybe you're too emotional, like right. Maybe you're not seeing things as clearly as you should because you're not looking at it in the right standpoint that you should be viewing it, right? Like maybe you think that, oh, I can handle this journey by myself and I don't need anyone else because I got to do this, right? But that's not the case. It's like I'm seeing that there's like a warning at the end of this. Like, if you don't have that support and that nourishment, that nurturement, and that love and that compassion, you're not going to make it. Yeah, other world shape shifting fertility. I mean, you're going to be going into some dark places. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Step out, hidden courage, camouflage. I think you just got to step out of your comfort zone, you know? You got to have the courage to admit that you need help. You need, that love and that compassion in your life, right? Because at the bottom of the deck, we have Master of the Hunt, speed, masculinity, and flow. But every time I get this card that comes out, like maybe it could be like a masculine figure, right? That you need in your life. Maybe you're a female, you need a masculine figure. Maybe you're a guy and you need one of your dude friends or what have you, or whatever resonates with you. But yeah, maybe this is telling you like you need to act with speed on, you know, connecting to that because I kind of feel like your journey's already beginning. It's already started. You're got the 1 foot out the door, right? But I feel like this is like a warning that you're not prepared enough. You may think you're ready, you may think you're prepared, but I think that maybe you just don't have the support system that you need. And this is like a warning to that, right? Like you need to have a support system. Like hell, this is resonating with me hard because I'm the type that feels like I can do stuff to handle emotions and things about myself as well. So I can't really judge you guys for that, but it's just sometimes it's just better to always have somebody there for you, right? Keep you in check and talk stuff through and be there for you. Got the wolf card. Creation, healing, and purification. It's really interesting. This talks about like the mother of the wolves and the story of Romulus and Remus, right, from Greek mythology and Roman mythology. It's very rare that you see a lone wolf, right? They always travel in packs. And I think that this is what this is calling out too, is like you need to not approach this by yourself, right? You got to have people there to back you up and to help. We got the coyote, transformation, creation, cunning, and good fortune. Coyotes also travel in packs too. They're never by themselves. So I'm seeing like this is gonna be like you need a team. You need or at least one person like they're supporting you and like I don't know. Then we got the parrot card. I might as well do this because I don't want YouTube to demonetize me because of some artwork. Um, love, prophecy, verbosity, and meditation. Like, I think that you obviously need to maybe meditate more is kind of what I'm pulling from this, but it's like love and prophecy. Like, maybe it's just telling you, like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe this will resonate with some people. Maybe this won't. Like, I'm not really sure about this, but it's like, because I mean, this card right here is talking about prophecy. So it was like foreseen that you would have to do this, right? And it's telling you don't do this alone. But this speaks about love as well. So maybe it's like a friendship love. Maybe it's like relationship. Who knows? Um, and then it speaks about meditation, which is really weird. Like it's a really weird topic just to randomly throw in because typically I don't see them with that many uh things, meanings. But I think like the overall message I'm getting from all of this is like I keep just feeling like you need support. You think that you've got it, right? You think that you're strong, you think that you got it, you can approach this without support. And you can handle this by yourself, like that lone wolf kind of approach. But I feel like everything's sitting here telling you and warning you, like, that's not the case. You need to have somebody in your corner supporting you and showing you love and showing you compassion, because that's what that motherly energy would be, right? Because when you think about your mother, you think about love and compassion and being embraced and just safety. And I think that's what you're looking for. Like maybe you need somebody to make you feel safe, so that way when you go through this journey, this darkness or this dark night of the soul or whatever you're experiencing, um, you're protected through the entire thing. But you can do it in a form of where you're still fierce, right? And approaching this journey that you need to go on, but it's okay that you have support. I mean, I don't know. Does that make sense to any of you guys? Like, this is just kind of like what I'm pulling from this. Because, I mean, all the cards are kind of speaking for themselves on that. I mean, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, like, throw all these in, reshuffle, and, like, pull one card just to see, like, can this thing confirm, like, what I'm seeing as far as the message goes. Just like that one final confirmation from this deck. Because what I do see like a lot when I do collective reads is like I'll pull out every single deck that I have and they will all say the same message. And to me, that's how I know I'm like this is a confirmation, right? Like, you know. I feel like we all are on a journey, right? That we're all going through something, we're all experiencing some kind of form of I don't know, it's like I've been saying like darkness in our life, right? But it's like it's really weird. We're all going through something. I mean, I know I am, and I know a few other of my friends. Like one of my good friends that helped me get into spirituality when I was in a really dark place. Like he's kind of fell off the face of the earth as far as like his spiritual standpoint, some things, and and a few other people I know of have kind of dealt with some things on their own. So it's just important to never do this by yourself. And that's the thing is like that's what's resonating really hard in this is because it's just like it screams like you need support, right? It's the hero's journey. Like you can't do this by yourself. Wisdom, future, truth, the crone, fairy godmother, change, gateway, new beginnings, strength, growth, stability. There you go. So I feel like this is saying like this is to me. I feel like this card is the confirmation. Like future truth. Like this is telling you like what you just pulled is truth, right? And that change is in maybe a gateway. I don't know, but I feel like more it's like new beginnings and change are ahead for you. Strength, growth, stability, right? Because I mean, there's always that term. It's like grow together, right? I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm seeing. It's like grow together, plant yourself, be more grounded, maybe. Um, Stability. Maybe you're going to be more stable in your emotions, like when you feel like you can, I don't know, like a lot of people who go through hard journeys together, like always end up being extremely strong and stable, like unshakable eventually. I've seen it with couples, I've seen it with friends, right? I've seen it with coworkers who work together on a project that's like super difficult. Like, just like I said, don't take this as like a relationship thing. I mean, just take it how it resonates with you. Insect, feminine power, spirituality, and renewal. Yeah, because I mean, I'm seeing like maybe you just need to be a bit more spiritual. Like, I get balancing practicality and spirituality, but there's some aspects of life that are just strictly spiritual. And I think that like a journey like this or whatever journey you're going on is not necessarily logical, but it's more spiritual than anything. And there's going to be some renewal for you, right? Let's pull one more card to confirm. Peace, connection, home, she of the woods. Yeah, I feel like that's what this is. Is I feel like, yeah. Which one? So the Oracle card deck is Celtic Spirit Oracle. This is fairly new, but I resonate really hard with this one since I got it. And then I bought it with this one because for some reason I felt that I needed to have like a spirit animal kind of thing that goes with this deck. So that's why I got these two together. You can get them on Amazon. That's where I bought mine from. So I'm saying, yeah, you don't need to go through this journey by yourself. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, like you need to allow yourself the ability to have some people with you who's got your back and support you, right? We're gonna pull from some other uh, decks, and we're gonna see if the same, like as always, if the same message comes across or not. So, give me a second. I mean, I hope this reading like makes sense. Maybe. I mean, all right, we'll go. When in doubt, I always go to my Moonology deck. So we'll see if the Moonology one will also clarify on this one. Right. This is Moonology one. This is one of my another one of my favorites. This is actually my first Oracle deck besides the Celestial Buddha one, which I won't be pulling out for this one. Hmm. I mean, I'm kind of getting like, it's like it's okay to like feel like you need to be independent, but I don't know. I'm guilty of pushing people out of my life when I need their help the most. Interesting. 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 All right. So we have these. So the ones in reverse, I'm going to read them as like this is the important thing you need to remember. So, waxing moon. The energy is gaining momentum. Hello, Veronica. How are you? So whatever energy that you're feeling, right, or this, actually, I feel like this, like, like before this journey is getting hyped up, like it's gaining up, and here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. But at the same time, this is what's really scary about this. I don't feel like this is necessarily like excitement. I feel like this is fear, right? This is anxiety. This is whatever negative energy you're fixing to go up against. I feel like it's gaining momentum. And I think that's why this was in reverse, is to like warn you, like, hey, like full moon and Gemini, the answers you need are coming. So right now you may feel like you're in a state of confusion about like once again, like what's the point of this journey? Why am I kind of going through it? You know, this none of this makes any sense, right? But you look here, there's two versions of this person. So it's almost like they have a counterpart. That's kind of what I'm feeling. But maybe that could be representative of a higher self. Like maybe your higher self knows what's going on. This was in reverse, so maybe you need to focus on this. Is work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, are you afraid of hardship? Like, are you afraid of going through something with somebody else? Like, are you afraid of, you know, going through anything at all? Like, are you afraid of having anything happen that, I mean, this is gonna be touchy, but are you afraid to think that something cannot go your way for once? Hold your vision, fixed moon, right? You need to stay focused. You know what you want, you know what you need in life, but at the same time, I'm kind of feeling like it's like in these stories, like I mentioned, like the typical and the classic hero's journey, right? Like there's always a goal in mind. You know, they always have support. They always have their friends. They always have all these people with them, right? Um, and now we got full moon in Aries in reverse. Fiery climax approaches. So whatever you're gonna go through, it's not gonna be a smooth thing, but it's gonna be worth it in the end, right? It's like the final battle, the great battle. I feel like, you better have somebody on your side. Show the world the real you. Take time to breathe out. So surrender to the divine. I think that it's like once you're done with this battle, obviously you're gonna step into who you truly are meant to be. And then at that point, you're able to breathe a little easier, to meditate, to focus. You're your higher self, you're your better self, right? And then you got to surrender to the divine energy that's either within you or the divine energy you like to connect to. Bottom of the deck, look at the bigger picture, right? Stop being so like narrow focused. Like you need to see things from maybe a different standpoint, correct? Like stop saying, well, this isn't the way this should be right now, or this isn't the way I want it right now, right? You're not looking at the bigger picture. Instead, you're narrowing your view too much. Like you need to just view it differently. I don't know what situations like we're all going through. Like I know mine's totally different. I know some of my friends are totally different. So I mean, this how this resonates with all of you is gonna be your own interpretation, right? I'm just a man reading some cards. Uh oh, thank you. You're from Sweden. That's awesome. I appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna put the moons up for a minute. I see like even with the moonology, I'm seeing like this carrying theme. Like it's still this theme is still carrying across. The Black Tarot. I do not. I mean, I slept pretty good, and I do not know why. I just got extremely tired for the moment. Like, holy hell, I'm extremely sleepy. Alright. But I slept more than my fair amount of. I don't know why I did that. I know damn well I'm gonna need this box. Uh, okay. Let's see. Are these readings making any sense to any of you? Like, I kind of feel like I'm rambling a bit, but that didn't go well. Okay, that's fine. No, good. Oh, once again, there we go. So I mean, in case you're curious, like you can go to Google, and this is a thing that's used psychologically. This is the thing that's used in so many storylines, like movies, books, everything. It's something called the hero's journey, and it'll lay out, like, I'm not even joking with you, like a diagram that talks about one person embarking on a journey, gathering friends for that journey, and gathering love or support for that journey, carrying on, having like a dark night of the soul almost, learning a new skill, finding the advice that they need, overcoming the fear, yada yada yada, and then it goes back to the celebratory stuff. And I mean, you can really find like a diagram about this, like, and it's such a repeated pattern to a point that you can even see how it applies to your own life, right? I think actually one of these decks, I want to say it's maybe the Oracle of Souls set I have, actually has a reading like that, but it's just like, you want to talk about lengthy? Woo! Like, I don't know if I want to do that much of a lengthy reading like that. Then again, this is lengthy too, so. Alright. King of Swords in reverse. King of Wands. Five of Spheres in reverse. This is interesting. Let's see. No, I am, you know, not afraid to admit that I still have to use the book for some of these. So the King of Swords represents final decision maker and a judge. So, but in reverse, it means intimidating and argumentative. It's like, once again, it's like I feel like this is that internal conflict with yourself where you're like, oh, I don't need anybody with me, right? Or I don't need help, or I don't need, this person in my life. I can do this by myself. And I feel like this is like maybe the universe saying like, um, no, you're gonna need support. You may think that you're strong, but you're not. So, and it's okay. I mean, that's the thing is, it's okay to know that you're not. Upright means role model or independence, but I'm seeing it's like right here. I feel like this is what you're denying, is like somebody who could be there to strengthen you, right? It's like, yeah, I don't know, like maybe it's somebody you look up to. reverse means loss of resources, persistent health problems. But I feel like this is not really like health problems in this reading. I feel like this is just like resources, and not in the aspect of like money or yada yada yada. Like I feel like this is like a warning. Like once again, like there's gonna be loss if you don't go with this type of energy right here. Like this is telling you you're arguing, you're being argumentative with yourself about this. And but if you don't heed to this, then there's obviously going to be some loss, right? Let's pull another card here. Temperance in reverse. Imbalance, disruption, anxiety, frustration, and pettiness. So I feel like yeah, like you're frustrated. There's a lot of maybe there's like a lot of anxiety surrounding the individual that you want to connect back with, right? Or you need to connect back with because like, maybe I don't know, like maybe you didn't handle things a certain way. I don't know. And like I said, I'm trying to approach this like from a standpoint of like removing myself from this and just reading it. Because sometimes some of these readings, like, they'll not make sense to me, even as the reader, but they'll make sense to the person listening to it because they know what's going on in their life. I don't know what's going on in all your lives, right? So I feel like you're stubborn as shit. That's what I feel like. If I'm just gonna be honest, like I feel like you're stubborn as hell. Like you just got this thought in your head, and like no one is allowed to tell you otherwise because you cannot you cannot be wrong, right? In your mind, you're not wrong. And instead of listening to this other person's advice, you're not actively listening. Instead, you're coming up with your next argument as to why you're right the entire time they're talking. You're not listening to what this person is saying, if that makes any sense. Like you're spending too long trying to prove yourself to be right instead of allowing yourself to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, for an example, if I go and I argue, or if I'm having a debate with somebody, like say politics, I'm preparing myself every time that they say something to have an argument back instead of shutting up and actively listening to that person and trying to actually understand and let what they're saying resonate. You're too busy trying to go ahead and prepare your argument as to why you're right in your head. Stop that. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you need to quit. We got the Nine of Swords in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Torment and cruelty. That's what that means. I mean, you look, this represents torment and cruelty. You see all these swords going into the back of the individual. And I don't feel like this is you. I don't feel like you're the I think you're the swords. Maybe you're hurting this person. I don't know. I think that you need to stop and really think about it. But, you know, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, Nine of Wands. Yeah. You need to stop and think about it. Stubborn. I think I can admit when I'm wrong. I hope. Yeah, that's true. Maybe you can. Oh, thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Yeah. Common theme here. It's just it's so weird, like why I keep seeing this. Because I mean, I'm doing just like, I didn't even come into this read like with a topic. I just kind of was like, hey, I'll just pull some cards and see what I get from them, you know? It's odd. So we're gonna bust out with the Star Dragons. My gods, I'm tired. I don't know what happened. I had energy, sat down, started doing readings, and like I felt like something sucked all the energy out of me. It's crazy. Oh, thank you, Veronica. Yeah, I really enjoy doing these. So these are the Star Dragons. If you've watched any of my lives, you are familiar with these, right? So let's see if we get the same message still. Or maybe like more advice on it, right? Oh man. Drop some cards. We have a jumper. All right. That one went full blown out. Like I'm gonna jump it right up out of the pile here. Hmm. Two reverses, one uprights. All right. Oh, that's interesting. We have a monochrome at the bottom of the deck. Inspiration. See what we have here. Actually, here let's make it try to be more fitting for the dragons, right? Boom, some red. No, I can't really see the card colors as well. Yeah, we'll stick with that one. We'll just let you see all the artwork, right? So this one jumped out. Apparently, it really wanted to be seen. Resilience, finding your limits. Know what your limitations are. And once again, I'm like seeing like know what you can handle alone and know what you can't handle alone. And that's why it's important to have that support system going with you on this journey. Then you had this one in reverse, legacy, persistence, right? You need to be persistent in this is interesting. Because your last card right here is choice, understanding consequences. Hmm. It's interesting because it's like I'm seeing like when you know your limits, you'll have like a different level of persistence. Like you will feel more persistent with support than you will without it. But like this right here, you're faced with choices, right? Like you could say, for example, screw this reading, screw this advice, go willy nilly do what you want, and then at the end of the day, wonder like what the hell happened because you made the wrong choice. You need to understand the consequences of your choice, right? Effort, conquering your demons. Maybe I mean I feel like this is like a spiritual thing within yourself because see like there's an inspiration card at the bottom right. Like this is interesting. Dominance, believing in yourself. And then we have the protection card in reverse, finding what's important. Yeah, I feel like you're gonna get a lot of strength from your support, right? You're gonna be able to conquer and handle whatever's ahead of you, right? But you need to believe in yourself because obviously you're gonna have some demons that you're gonna have to fight. But you need protection is important. Find what's important, right? What's important? love, compassion, you know, friendship. Hello, Reverie. How are you? This is the Dark Mirrors deck. This basically is a deck strictly to tell you what to handle within your shadow self. So, um, we're gonna pull some cards from this really quick, and then I'm probably gonna wrap it up after this. I don't know what happened, but I feel like extremely like energetically drained. Um, I wish I knew why, because I felt fine going into this. Plus, I don't want to keep all of you, from enjoying your weekend. Interesting. See, there's a swords again in the back of somebody else I'm seeing. Addicted. Interesting. And if you look at the addiction card, so this card represents I've shed my last tear for you, right? I'm done crying over you. I'm I don't know if this is like I feel like the person that you need to lean on for support, which is really gonna sound so weird, is like maybe somebody you least expected because of the fights between you both. You've both said some hurtful things back and forth, and I feel like this is the person, unfortunately, uh, as weird as this is gonna sound, that you're gonna need because they're resilient. They've seen you at your worst, so they're not gonna be affected as to seeing that. They're gonna know how to handle it. Addicted. I feel like if you look at the spikes coming out of their back, either like I mean, did you have an addiction? I mean, maybe some of you this could mean addiction. Maybe that's your demon that you got to conquer, right? Like maybe the demon that you're conquering is maybe an addiction, like maybe whether it's drugs, alcohol, uh, sex, pornography. It could be anything, right? Like maybe maybe this journey, like I don't know, maybe this journey for you could represent like an addiction, like recovery of some sort. Because I see this atonement card, right? Like all these swords in the person's back, like once they see you put in all this effort within yourself to overcome this, then you're going to atone for your sins, right? Like your not your exactly sins, but like the things that you've done, right? This is interesting. However, this could be something different too. I mean, this could not exactly be like a drug or an alcohol related addiction, but this could be like maybe you're addicted to being negative. Maybe you're addicted to the misery. Maybe you're addicted to being alone or whatever. I mean, this could represent anything that you could possibly be addicted to. But once you recognize that and overcome that addiction, then and atone for it, right? Like apologize and make amends maybe with this person about the things that you've done to them. Uh, then, because I feel like that's important. But with all the readings talking about a journey, conquering demons, you needing love, compassion, and support, and all these different things. It really comes off like this is a reading for an addict. Like, and I mean, and if you are an addict, I mean, I'm not here to judge you, right? I'm just like, yeah, wow, it's interesting. Let me shuffle. Pull one more card here. See if maybe I can get like a bigger insight to this. So I have Fated to Suffer in reverse. You know, you see like the Snow White thing kind of on the front. I feel like you feel like this is it for you. Like, if man, you know, like maybe that, oh, I was destined to be, you know, screwed up, or I was destined to be an addict, or I was destined to be this way, or, you know, me and you were not supposed to be together. We were destined to fight. This coming out in reverse is telling you that that's bullshit. It's bullshit. And granted, there's some things about your life, obviously, that you can't change, because I feel like it's kind of predestined. But I feel like there is ways of changing certain things. Like, obviously, if it's within your realm, like if you're an addict, right? Well, you know, put the bottle down, go to rehab. You can change that, right? Or if you're doing drugs, stop doing them. Like, go get help. You know, if you're addicted to, you know, I don't know, like other psychological things, you can still go get help. So I feel like you're making an excuse for this. Then we have gilded regret. See, I feel like there's a lot of regret that you carry. And then you ask yourself this all the time: is this me? Hmm, that's interesting. That was going to be my last reading, but I'm just going to pull something positive, right? I'm not going to end on a bad note. Yes, they are. If I had a personal reading for somebody that came out, I would never, if I was doing personals, I would never use the dark mirror on a personal reading in a live setting like this, because I don't want people's business to be aired out as that much, you know. That's why it's like it's completely subjective, you know. take what resonates, leave what doesn't, you know? So at the bottom of the deck, we have expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally, and spirit has your back. Mahavatar Bavaji. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. Green Tara. Supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. And we have Mercury, also known as Hermes, also known as Thoth. Open communication. Get weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. Like, I feel like right here is just telling you that, you know, you are going to a spot now, like maybe like a spiritual awakening. Like, you're going into this new place that, you know, is new for you, like spiritually. And then the cords are being cut, right? Like, all these things that are binding you down to all this negative stuff in this life. Which is really weird because I look at this and I see, like, you know, your crown and your third eye, and then I see this, I see your heart, right? And then here is your throat chakra. So this is really funny because I'm saying, like, work on your higher chakras, right? Throat, heart, throat, and crown and third eye. Because, you know, communication, throat chakra, green, Tara, heart, right? And then, you know, soul expansion and everything. This is like crown and third eye. So do like maybe some, like, I don't know, like higher chakra meditations. Like, but yeah, what you need to do is, like, you're going through this spiritual thing, but you need to communicate how you're feeling, right? To the people around you and the things that you're going through. I mean, if you all know me, I'm not afraid of communicating what I'm feeling, you know? So no one knows how to help you if you don't communicate properly. And at the bottom of the deck, we had the Expect Miracles card, right? So you need to, I feel like you're going to be having some amazing things happen, but you just have to be open and receptive to it. We have Lady Venus in reverse. Downloads and understanding. The truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. So I feel like, yeah, this is telling you that you need to work on your higher chakras. And you're going to gain a bigger understanding about things. So I hope that resonated with you, all of you. Just remember that people are here for you. You know, you're not doing this by yourself, right? And I hope that you know, these readings make sense. I don't know what happened to me energetically in the middle of all these readings, but normally I would go a lot longer than this, but I'm extremely tired now for some reason. But I appreciate all of you for hanging out, and hope these readings resonated. And I'm gonna try to stream next weekend, um, and everything. And I'm still working on the creation of the Oracle Dark card deck as well. So thank you all for hanging out. I don't know if you can see my namaste hands here. And I hope you all have a good weekend and a good day. And you all stay amazing. I love you all. I'm humbled all the time to hang out with all of you and to have the channel be as successful as it is. It's an honor to be able to help all of you in your spiritual path and be here to assist all of you. And you guys give me a lot of strength in some dark times in my life, you know. So I'm very much grateful for all of you. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Go look up the hero's journey map, right? So that way you understand a little bit more about what these readings are kind of talking about. And actually here, let's see if I can pull this up. I'll link you something to it. So like on page 2 of this PDF link I'm gonna send, right? It will detail, you know, the hero's journey path, right? So just click that link, and then skip to page 2, and then look at the diagram, and it will show you kind of like basically the entire story, right? Like the way it works. But I hope you all have a good weekend and a good week. Much love and light to you all.